Amlabella versus Sheph, I believe.
Yep, that is our final match today. Will be Shep and Amlabella. This is a bronze match.
Yeah, and so this is another very, very important match for standings. Shep has been at the top of bronze for most of the season, but there have been a few players right behind him, which is Turnip Boy, Rio, Pox, and David W. And a number of them are really just one point on the scoreboard behind Shep. So Shep absolutely needs to get this win to clinch first place in bronze. If Shep loses it, it's very likely that one of those other players will be able to jump ahead of him. I believe we have Rio versus Turnip Boy, another very important bronze match, possibly coming up as well in the future. And so Shep really, really needs to get this win. Amlabella hasn't been able to get a win all season, so they're really looking to get their first win here.
Yep. All right. Anyway, we can get into these picks and bans. I sort of spoiled the first bans in the previous one, but I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Shep bans Aquarium, and Amlabella bans Tayend because they both hate fun, apparently.
No occlusion
No,
venues.
Yep.
no occlusion.
Must see everything. But
And
actually,
before someone picks ballroom.
I take back their hating fun thing, because the first pick is Balcony.
Oh, more balcony.
And the
no.
second
Who
is...
picked this?
This was
Shep.
Shep.
Shep. Okay, Shep.
And then Amlabella fires back with Courtyard.
Okay, well, Courtyard's the anti-fun venue, for real, though, so.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, the second pick out of Shep is Terrace.
Wow.
Interesting.
Some really unconventional picks here from Shep.
Yep, and then we're going to end it with Pub, if we get this far.
Yeah,
nice.
alright.
We haven't really been seeing any 3 of 5s, so that's going to be nice for some variety.
Yeah. Alright, and I am just about ready. I see a Amlabella as Taft.
That's what I have. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah,
so we're
and
seeing a really different drafting strategy here from Shep. You know, with Dowsey and Screwloose, I was saying that they didn't want to pick any swingy maps at all, but Shep immediately picking Balcony and then Terrace. We have Contact and Flirt done already.
And as far as this goes, Amlabella has not been able to pick up a win, but did manage to pick up a tie against Furby Fubar and David W in weeks 3 and 4. So is not, just losing every one of their matches, especially against David W, one of the better players in the division. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So
Bronze is just a really scary division, so I think not being able to get wins against some of these players isn't necessarily a huge mark against you.
Yeah, Bronze has a glut of skill at the top 4 and 5 spots, and despite that, only if you can get into that postseason. Shep trying to clinch up first here.
And Pearls, luckily, entered right next to us. There's really nothing that would make it look like we're chasing a Flirt target here. And considering Amlabella's not even highlight, it's looking pretty good. I mean, I'm assuming that Shep feels pretty comfortable on Balcony, but it's still really hard to pair someone when the seduction target comes to them.
Yeah, and that's 2 flirts, contact done. The question is, do we get shot for our last hawk, really? That's the only question we have to look at on Balcony.
Well, we're entering across from Pearls, and she's leaving. We wouldn't have even been able to finish the Flirt there, even with a green, but Shep shoots General, and I'm not surprised. Amlabella really wasn't much of a suspect there. Didn't look very spy-like, didn't look like he was chasing Flirt, especially with that entrance at the end next to, no one he had been near. It just makes sense that Shep thought that Amlabella wasn't the spy. And
General was taking a drink during the banana bread, so that should have been a low light.
Yeah, and that's the kind of mistake that can lose your game sometimes, and Shep just got that happening to them. So Amlabella goes up 1-0, and perhaps we kind of see why, in Dowsey versus Screw, Dowsey did not want to pick any of the more volatile maps and ban Tan.
Yeah, a lot of snipers, even if they're comfortable with these maps, it's really hard to go through with the pick because you never know when you're going to get a missed shot like that. And Sheph's turn as spy now as the twins, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, if you feel like you are, oh, that's a bug, and that's a shot.
Was it a bug?
It was a bug.
Well,
It came off. It happened.
Yes, okay.
The
It
bug
didn't...
happened after
Oh, yeah.
he stopped, when he entered the conversation.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Well,
to
no,
me, it looked like the curve around was when the bug would happen, so I didn't see the bug then,
It
but we did
says
it
it was.
Yeah, all right, yeah,
It
yeah,
said it
yeah.
happened while he was walking. Looks
Yeah,
like
it
it
did.
was an
Yeah, you're
accident
right.
though.
Yeah, it did happen.
The camera shake was not happy from Shep
It just,
there.
yeah, it was just, it transitioned from being a walking bug, or walking bug
And with
to
that,
standing bug.
Amlabella is already up 2-0
Here, let
on
me see.
Shep's pick.
We'll see it from the sniper's view first, just to see. It's not. I mean, yeah, you could definitely see the arm like poking out. Just it was. It's actually it was fine while it was in the walking form. It was just when they stopped and got snapped into the CC position that you can see the arm sticking out. So I think it was just unfortunate spawning. You know, you only have so much time to take control and start the bug. If they'd started the bug a little bit sooner, it probably would have been invisible.
Either way, it's a really, really good start for Amlabella. I mean, Amlabella actually has a chance to take this now. Shep probably starting to feel a little bit nervous after an 0-2 start. And now we have Amlabella also playing the twin, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Again, right near the ambassador, but we enter next to the seduction target, and we immediately
This is a
talk.
quick talk, interrupting a couple of AIs here. This seems really suspicious to me from
It
Amlabella,
really
and only
is.
34%.
And this is where some of the Yomi can come into play because, you know, as the spy, you never want to be the first talker and you don't want to enter a conversation and talk immediately because you know it'll get you highlit. So there are some players who believe that being the first talker is actually not suspicious because the spy would never do it. But for Amlabella, it doesn't really seem to be working out that way. Amlabella is just highlight, and that's that.
Yeah. Low light on general here, which was one of the highlights earlier. So we're the only highlight. And now we're
Yeah,
only at 72%, and that means we need a green for our next flirt to win the game for us. And I'm not sure if we can even get away with another talk at all.
no, Shep definitely has the advantage right now. Bugging is
Ooh,
an
that sip.
opportunity. No.
That sip was not. Okay. PSA, don't sip right after you talk. AIs don't do that.
Interesting. The ambassador really wanted to be bugged by us, but Amlabella knows not to take it. The question is, can we hit this green flirt? And even if we hit it, are we going to get shot? We're really the only highlight.
Yeah, I think if we talk again, we're just dead.
We're talking,
We're
but it's
talking
what's
for
the
no
flirt?
reason, and it doesn't matter, and we just get shot.
Yeah, I mean, Shep was going to win that one either way, but talking, not even a flirt? I mean, assuming it's just because you had the yellow arrow.
Yeah, it
but
may have
it's
been.
really...
Yeah, it may have been their turn, and you kind of have to.
I mean, you might have honestly been better off risking a no talk there.
Yeah.
It's not really much of a risk when you're not letting off really any lowlights for it, so
Yep.
Right.
no talk could be anybody, right? So
Yeah. All right. Anyway, Shep.
Shep,
Starting a comeback here.
yeah, and we have Shep as boots, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And this time we're starting with an early flirt right here at the windows, and we're low lit for it.
You know, it feels like Amlabella may have thought they saw no talk, because that seems very consistent with what, like, you know, a low light for no talks would be.
Banana bread.
Oh, here
Wow,
comes the
this banana
contact.
bread letting off one low light in Disney, and
But the
Sam
highlight
brought back up.
was talking and then took after the contact. That's pretty suspicious. I think Duke might get shot this game if we don't mission win.
Well, Salmon got brought back up to a highlight, even though he was low lit with us over at the windows. The banana bread timing was a little bit questionable just because Shep gave off Disney as a low light. There was still, about a minute and a half left in the match to wait for a better contact. But the reason why Shep might have done that contact there is because we had gotten the early window flirt, so we're able to get away with the talk now. Whereas if we did the banana bread later, maybe we would have had to talk to flirt and then talk again for banana bread.
Going in next to the ambassador is a little bit iffy, but on balcony, it's very easy to say, hey, I'm not bugging, look at me. And here comes what looks like should be the last talk in just a moment here. 35 seconds to get literally any flirt off without hitting a red test. And here it
Yep,
comes. Seduce
there it is.
happens. We're a low light. We're not going to get shot. Update that scoreboard in advance.
And so Shep is able to bring it back 2-2 on balcony. And that was just a really, really unfortunate low light from Amlabella there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perhaps
we'll see if
something.
there was any sort of low talk here. Well,
But
let's see.
I really liked the spy play
Yeah,
from Shep, though. If the reasoning for the banana bread was what I thought it was, and then also entering next to the ambassador and showing that you're not bugging, there's often not a ton of things you can do on balcony with only 3 missions, but Shep was showing some real mastery of different balcony strategies there.
And that means we're on to courtyard,
Yep,
tied up.
yeah, I don't know. I checked the start of the match to see if there was any sort of no talking thing, and I don't know. It looked like it was just a behavioral low lighting going on. Just
Yeah, it looks
unfortunate.
like Pearls did in fact just talk immediately, so there was no no talk.
Yep. All right. Anyway,
Well,
I'm ready to go. We got some Papa Danger going on here.
yep, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And I think from these players, we're going to be seeing some very different courtyard play from what we were seeing in the last match. I think they're both going to be very, very careful about when they go for a hard tell. There was a really quick leave from conversation, though, to go get these inspects, and we might not even be able to get both of them unless Queen leaves.
We don't bother. And if Shep is on top of that, he knows that okay, this character could not have actually finished inspects, and now going back to statues is even more suspicious. But Queen does like the exact spy thing I was talking about. Oh, we pick up a fingerprint.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really interesting game for Shep. Queen and Kane are both being very, very interesting and giving Shep
That
a
path
puzzle
into
here.
conversation was a little bit awkward. AIs just don't like do that thing where they try to walk back and forth unless their path is being blocked, and our path was not. We just could not find that spot in conversation, and this could be very bad. We don't get to know if there's even more suspicion because it's just one highlight level. You used to be able to differentiate with even more highlight levels, but nope, that does not exist anymore.
Yeah, and we left that conversation really quickly too. We joined the seduction target. We talked quickly. We're leaving again. We are very, very active, and I wonder what Shep's going to do when we go back to statues.
Yeah, here comes a contact. Oh no, Queen leaves.
Banana bread.
Goes to statues, knocking out probably the other biggest suspect in this game.
Yeah, there was a slight delay on the lowlights there, which indicates to me that Shep was watching the ambassador and the guest list for a moment. Now we're going back to statues. Now this isn't a finish either way. If Shep is counting, we only have 1 fingerprint, so unless we suspect a bug, it's not really time for a shot. But I do wonder how big of a suspect Amlabella is here.
I think it's probably one of the bigger ones. We've been moving around a lot. I had a little bit of pathing error sometimes. It's just so spy-like. And I think next time we pick up a fingerprint, we probably die unless it's a very, very subtle one, like a difficult drink fingerprint.
Yeah, Toby's nowhere near the Amba. Could be going over there, but there's really not any time for that. And oh yeah, we still needed to finish our flirt. Luckily, we did get that.
Pretty
Which is
quick
really
talk here
new
to
for
finish off our flirt. It was justified because the SD left pretty soon after, but we need that one more fingerprint and we need to not get shot for it, which is a tall ask right now, I feel like.
the ambassador's not putting down that briefcase. We could try a bug instead there. No, wouldn't have taken. Might need to do a time ad right as the beeps start, but looking dicey for Amlabella, unfortunately.
They go up next to the ambassador, get them away from their briefcase to go steal it. But this is so spy-like, obviously spies, if they want to get that fingerprint, they're going to get the ambassador away.
He takes
And as
the
soon as
briefcase.
Amlabella picks this up,
Oh, he doesn't.
it looks like...
Yes, he does. Are we going to get shot for this? It's going to go into overtime either way, but we're not even waiting for it.
No, yeah, we are waiting for it. It would be fine at the shot in the overtime.
Right.
And
Yeah, that wasn't
the
the
briefcase
best
return wasn't
return.
fantastic.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I mean,
because
I
the
don't think
ambassador
an
had
AI
their hands failed.
Yeah. An AI probably wouldn't even picked it up. I think Ambo might have been too close.
Yeah, I mean, Amlabella was obviously nervous there and just really needed that last print, so I don't blame them. But it was just very, very suspicious to be standing by the ambassador at the end there, so it's no surprise that Shep was able to take the shot. And now we have Shep as spy, this time as...
twin. Is it twin day?
It's a lot of twins today. I think this is Bling Twin.
Dowsy made it twin day, so now we have twins all the time.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Well, we're in conversation with the seduction target. We hit a nice 17%.
You say nice, but I think you mean something else. There might have been some sarcasm there. Context? Wow, I'm so good at that.
I mean, 17% is not the worst. We got it for free in like the first 5 seconds of the game, so
I mean, it kind of is the worst.
Oh, that's true.
It is exactly the worst.
Look, I just meant it's not horrible. Like, if you hit another green for 51 and then a 33, the 17 won't matter. So anyway, we're getting the briefcase. Let's move on from the 17% flirt.
33? Why not 34?
And here we are stepping right in next to the seduction target. We have the double agent in this conversation as well. Don't really want to give up Alice as a low light, but it's a pretty good time to contact.
Well, we might as well have just green flirted once.
Yeah. That's why the 17 wasn't that bad. Now we're up to 51%. It's like we hit a green flirt. Don't take me seriously. Anyway, we're going in for the statue visit now. Picking up a highlight for it. This is going to be a soft tell game, most likely.
This is fingerprintable. So, yes, it's going to be a soft tell game, I think.
I said it was going to be a soft tell game. I wasn't wrong.
No, you weren't. I was about to ask if this statue was fingerprintable, then it came up on the bar. Yes, it is.
And there's the seduce done. It's like we hit 2 green tests. My god, we're in mission win countdown.
Quote unquote 2 flirt, and we're not getting a shot. We're not even on screen right now.
I mean, you don't really expect the spy to be finished at a minute 15.
Yeah, that was almost a soft tell rush, or it would have been if that first flirt was, something other than 17%. But yeah.
All right. And that means that Shep takes the lead pretty commandingly here on Courtyard. I believe it's 4-2 now, going into the second half of Courtyard.
That's correct. Amlabella spying now as Hair, also known as Oprah or Red Dress. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, Amlabella really needs a spy win here. It's going to be very hard to get one, so it's possible that Shep could go 3-1 on Courtyard, in which case Shep would absolutely have a commanding lead. And we're starting off by immediately picking up a highlight for getting our inspects. That's going to make it really hard to get a hard tell done, or to get prints done. Basically, to get anything done.
I mean, the other consideration is the fact that, okay, we've been to statues early. Now we won't get shot. If we get that hard tell done on scene, we won't be shot just for being, hey, this is pretty late statues. This kind of seems like at the time a spy would finish. This is a nice contact. A lot of people in for it. However,
look how many people have real.
Yeah, the only people have real. That's 4 people.
Yeah. But it doesn't look like Shep is really taking any highlights for real BB. I know there are some snipers who sort of advocate for keeping highlights fluid. If you're highlighting for statues, you can't really switch to real BB highlights. But if you're adaptive there, you could have had only 4 highlights right now for real BB.
Some snipers, eh?
I don't really remember who, but anyway.
You're talking to one, I think you know. All right, we're still looking for that hard tell on courtyard. The courtyard script is not to be deviated from. We have our inspect, we have our contact, and we're getting ready on our flirt. But we still
The
need to
ambassador is
find
going to
that
be
last
offered a
thing.
drink, but we're walking to the opposite side of the venue from him, and we have a drink in our hand, so we wouldn't be able to take advantage of it either way.
Yeah, there is a fingerprint on those drinks now, but it's only fingerprints for AIs to get, really. And we still need to find that last mission, as is the, the ever courtyard dilemma here.
Yeah, I think if we were able to get that drink print, we could have been in a good position, even if we would have had to call Toby all around the venue and gulp our drink. Wow, and we're
Oh, it does not
shot.
matter. We're just shot for that flirt. I think perhaps Sheph was a little bit worried that, Oprah had a bug there, and that flirt was a little bit too obvious, and we just get shot for it.
I mean, that's the thing with the early highlight. It makes it really easy for the sniper to track your flirts if they want, and it looks like Shep is someone who's going to take advantage of that.
And yeah, the thing is about Shep is they're not a camper, and even though Courtyard makes everybody a camper, that kind of really bouncing around, doing a lot of things, that activity is going to make them really suspicious.
Yeah, Shep is a sniper who definitely relies on their intuition a lot. So it's the same with Dowsey and Screwloose. If you give Shep a reason to notice you, you're really
Looks
not
like
going to
there
be
was
able to get away
also
with
a
things.
stop talk when nobody else was talking.
Yeah. And that means that Shep does at least take not gallery. Uh, it does at least take Courtyard 3-1. We'll see if they can take it 4-0 here. In three,
Starting in
two.
3, 2, 1,
Okay. confused.
Shep
Confused there.
as Ponytail this time. And I don't know, it's possible for Shep to get a spy win here. Already got one of them. Last game, I think it was just the case of Amlabella not really being able to keep track of the prints and not being willing to take an early shot. And now Shep is going for the early statue highlight as well, and that's a swap.
This is a swap. Yep.
It's a green swap, and we're only picking up one inspect here. Oh, Irish is putting it down, and we are taking the second inspect.
Yeah, and we do manage to put down the statue in time. Don't do another cycle there.
Are we gonna bug?
But now we need to rush. Oh, this is a
Oh,
nice. This is
yes,
a
we are.
nice.
Wow.
That is a really nice bug.
I mean, just being able to set that up. I mean, we just finished with the swap, and instead of being nervous about it or sort of losing sight of things, we just knew the ambassador was moving, and we stopped right in time, and we clicked and got the bug.
The question
Really,
is
really
this
great.
swap seen? Because if the swap is seen, we could just die for it.
It doesn't look like it is. It looks like Disney was chasing that.
And Disney's in conversation. Could be
looks like
trying to fake.
the banana bread for like a purloin there. I think we're waiting to see if the list disappears. No.
Oh.
For
Oh
a
my
moment.
goodness. Amlabella I think it narrowed it down to 2, was thinking, hey, maybe these two it's one of these two, maybe Disney is faking for Alice here. And it was not able to take the shot, didn't think anyone was gonna be done with flirt, but because they weren't done with
No,
flirt, it was just
I
a
mean,
bug.
look at it. It looked like Disney was doing a fake banana bread in order to purloin there, and Amlabella had no choice but to wait. I don't blame them. It looked like that list was about to disappear from Disney.
And yeah, that's Shep taking Courtyard. Amlabella's pick 4-0, going up to 6-2 with only one game necessary to take this. And that
And
means
now,
Terrace.
if you wanted any more proof that Shep is not a camper, remember that Shep chose balcony and terrace. And
Terrace is like a camper's 3 of 5 venue, I feel like, but
that's true.
it doesn't it doesn't mean that Shep is a camper. Anyways,
Starting Amlabella as Seek in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
and
It'll
the
need to be hard
reason,
to get a spy win past Shep here.
interestingly, Amlabella has opted to have inspects on over fingerprint currently. That's a very, very late zip, by the way. This I believe was played on the previous patch where AIs instantly sip at statues. So even in this new patch, I think that would be a late sip, just because of how long flirt would take. But statue animation break as well. That's just a lot of unnecessary tells to give Shep. even if they're not like an etiquette sniper or camper.
Yeah, and so the interesting thing here is, well, Shep's not going to be highlighting for statues, so we don't have a highlight for it, even though we started right at the statues. We're also talking really quickly after entering conversation. The flirt is up to 85% right now, but it's, I don't know. It's going to be difficult for Amlabella here.
I think
And a
Amlabella's been getting to that 85% like every game so far here. Always
I
getting
think
a
we're
group.
highlights. There's only 2 highlights for real BB here. It's really going to be hard for Amlabella to finish with the inspects and the seduce without being shot, I think.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit bad for Amlabella here. Needs this spy win to keep this going.
I mean, the reason why a lot of spies don't turn the inspects on here is because it's very rare for an AI to go to both sets of statues and finish the inspects. And so if Amlabella is one of the only people, really would be the only one as of now to finish inspects if he does so,
By the
it'll
way,
be
bad
really hard
sip
to not
again.
shoot.
Do not sip immediately after coming into conversation. Do not sip after talking. You need to wait until an idol has completed. Anyways, PSA like 3 times today, just because I see it happen a lot. We had it happen in like every match so far, I believe, and that's a
And there's a
broken sip
delegate
enemy.
to
It's a
salmon.
delegate for sure.
We shouldn't get away with this. Shep should be able to take this. We're one of only 2 people with real BB, and we
Fake
delegated.
contact.
Another banana bread distracts from it.
Five
That could be
seconds.
what Amlabella needs, and Shep isn't taking the shot. Shep
Yeah,
successfully distracted with a second BB.
Yeah, that was impressive. Because that you would think that BB would really narrow it down to 1 if Shep was watching it closely. But
I mean, look how full that other conversation is with the double agent at the end. It
yeah,
really looks like a time someone would be doing a real BB if they
yeah,
had done a fake earlier, so I
absolutely.
don't blame Shep for getting distracted by
Mhm.
it. And now for the next game, we have the statues off. This is the much more typical setup that spies like to play on Terrace. Shep spying as wheels in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And it'll be a lot harder for Shep to get the point that they need to get up to 7 here as spy. Early conversation leave to go flirt with Duke at windows. I wonder if Amlabella is noticing that.
that was a really quick way to leave for that flirt.
Yeah, Biamba is leaving the briefcase and a print over at the bar. I don't know if Shep wants to go for those prints or wants to let an AI do it. This is a perfect time for a banana bread. No lowlights available. No reason not to fake. But instead, we're taking a
That's a
bug.
bug. And it's a wheels bug, so it could be pretty visible, but it doesn't seem like it's been caught, which means that we just need to seduce and contact to win.
Yeah, it should be easy for Shep to get away with a win now. Unfortunately, the contact not looking as good.
Well, it would have been a fake before, but yes, you'd still take that fake just to give AI's contact, right?
The
Even
ambassador
if you
comes
don't get it
next to
yourself.
us again. No, go away, Amba. We don't want you here. We already bugged. Now everyone's in conversation except for, oh, Taft and Irish. My god, they were blending into each other over there in the corner. I didn't even notice that there were 2 people.
Getting real
It's like
cozy.
aquarium all over again. Now, oh, no, I thought they were coming in. I feel like Shep really wants this contact just like I do, but it's just not working out perfectly at the moment.
You don't have to wait for a perfect contact, I don't think, on Terrace, but you can do something similar. I think this would be good enough, but Shep obviously does not think it would be good enough, so waiting on it does have a lot of time to wait, so it's not, that big of a deal.
And we are taking
Um,
it. We're letting off 3
yeah.
lowlights of people at the bar. We're one of only 2 people with real BB now.
So one of the considerations, I think Shep wants to get Taft shot. Taft has been out for a while, and it looks a little bit less suspicious for Shep to be contacting now after so long in conversation with the double agent. It's a little bit less suspicious that way. So this, in some ways, this contact is better than the one before it, with only 2 lowlights that weren't already a lowlight,
now we're entering next to Duke. We're going to get that flirt, and there's really no
Yeah.
reason to shoot here unless you're really just shooting for real BB.
Or that instant talk that happened with Shep, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, and Amlabella does not manage to pull it back. Shep winning 7-3.
Yeah, and that was really just thanks to the bug.
Yep. We can take another quick look at that bug. There it is. I believe it was a wrong arm bug. Yep, it was.
Ooh, the arm
Quite
is so
quite visible. Yeah. Yeah.
Not really
just,
expecting it, I think.
yeah. If you're not looking, I mean, if you don't see it, you know, any bug
And with
could be
that,
a good bug if the sniper's not looking at it.
Shep takes the final win that they need and makes it to the top of bronze. I believe it's locked in now. Even if the other players, in second to fifth place, even if they get more points now, Shep is locked into first and is therefore guaranteed either the option to take an auto promotion up to silver or a spot in the tournament of position.